Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Today is November 3rd, 2020. We are going to be continuing on with our Unit 3 multiplication. Today in your journal, you are going to write down today's title. It is 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication using area models. Pause the video here and go ahead and get the underlined part of this front page written down as the title of a new clean page. Okay, today's objective. Today we will be constructing area models to begin practicing multiplication of 2-digit by 2-digit numbers using the expanded notation to create partial products to find the final product. And we've already seen area models with 3-digit by 1-digit and 4-digit by 1-digit. Today we are practicing a new concept, which is the 2-digit by 2-digit. So make sure that you are paying attention. Okay, so here's a little warm-up. I want you to think to yourself, what is the expanded form of 38? What are the values of each one of those digits? So don't write anything down here. You just need to wait just a second. So then you're thinking on yours. You're thinking, okay, so 38 splits into a 30 and also an 8. That is called your expanded form or expanded notation. And today we are going to be using that expanded notation to move forward with our multiplication. So again, on this part, you don't need a pencil. That's just a warm up to get your brain thinking. So here we go. So in your journal, I want you to create a square. If you have a ruler, you can use a ruler or just do freehand the best you can. But we're going to create a square and write the numbers 15 and 16 on the outside like you see. Then what I want you to do next, now see if you can divide each number into their expanded form. So we're going to start right here with our 15. And we're thinking to ourselves, what is the value of that 15? So 15, it creates a 10, and it also has 5 ones. So on the outside, we are going to split up our square into a 10 and a 5, creating the values of that 15. And then if you have your 16 and you're thinking, okay, so that is created by 10 ones, or one set of 10s and 6 ones. I want you to think about a square that is divided into one set of 10s and 6 ones. And if you remember with our area models, we have to multiply each of the partial products. So I want you to make sure that you have a area model that is set up something similar to this, and I have it typed out so it looks a little bit better. So on the next screen. So here we have our 10 and our 5, which is the separation of the 15. And then on the bottom we have 10 and a 6 for your values of 16. So in each one of the squares, we're going to think of the multiplication that goes with it. So here in this top one, it's 10. And if we line it up, it's also going to be, and I'm going to just use my box to make it go 10 and 10. So I'm going to write that in the value, and you guys go ahead and do that as well. This next box is 10 and 5, and remember to put the greater value on top. So we're just lining up which numbers go into which box. So this next one, we're going to multiply them both by 6. So we have 5 times 6, and then we have our 10 times 6. So these are the partial equations, and this, once we multiply, we get our partial product. So 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 6 is 60. 10 times 5 is 50. And 5 times 6 is 60. So when we did our partial products, the next part is you have to add up all the partial product values. And again, the area model takes longer than your standard algorithm, but we're going to practice starting that today. So the next part that we're going to do is you're going to add up each one of the partial products. So you can add 100 Make sure your digits are lined up. So this one's done, 60. This one is done, 50. This one is done, and 30. So you have to multiply everything and then add up. And again, this is a lot of work. You just need to know how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 zeros. 0 plus 6, 6, 5, 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is a 2. So your answer for 15 times 16 is going to be a total product of 240. And again, I went through that really fast. So if you need to pause the video at any point in time, please do so now to make sure that you have it drawn out. Again, we separated the expanded notations, and then we multiplied each one of those values inside the square. And once we had that, we had our partial products. And then the last step is finally to add them all up for your final product. Okay, now we're going to do one more. In your journals, I want you to create another square, now with 18 and 26. And again, you're going to divide each one of these values into their expanded notation. I actually enjoy writing mine on top, but I'm going to do it on the bottom just for the sake. But if you line them up either way, so you're going to create a square because it's 2 digits by 2 digits. Now you have 18. We're going to separate it into 10 and 8. And your 26 is separated into 20 and 6. And again, you're going to be multiplying each one of these values, lining them up. So this is going to be your 10, this is going to be your 8, and it's 20 for each one of those. 20 times 10 and 8 times 20. And then this is going to be 10, because I go all the way, 10 times 6, and this is 8 times 6. And again, I am going to switch the screen so that y'all can see it a little bit more clearly. Make sure you have your area model drawn like this. And then inside of it, I'm going to recopy 10 times 20, or 20 times 10. And you can write it in reverse, it doesn't matter. 20 times 8. This is going to be your 10 times 6. And then your 8 times 6. And again, it's super important to have those multiplication equations memorized. And so here you have 2 times 1, which is 1, or 2, excuse me, 2, and add 2 zeros for 200. 2 times 8 is 16, and add a 0 for 160. 10 times 6 is 60, and 8 times 6 is 48. If you do not have this, pause the video here and get yourself caught up. The last and final step is remember to add. So we're going to take our 200, our 160. So those two are done. Then I have 60 and 48. So then I have 0 plus 0 plus 0, which is 8. Then you have 0 plus 6 plus 6, which is 12, plus 4, which is 16. Carry your 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Your total product should be 468. Again, pause the video here if you need to. All right, inside of your Orgo, page 64, we're going to practice this first one together. Now, they have part of the work created and done for you, but it is in your Orgo student journal. And here they did 30 times 20. So if you have your 30 times your 20, that is 3 times 2, which is 6, and add 2 zeros for 600, which that one is done. So this was your 30, and then your 20 that goes up here. So in this next box, I would look at 20 and 6, So this next one would be 20 times 6. And these boxes are kind of confusing. So this last one is going to be your 30 times 4. And then this one is going to be 6 times 4. So they have them done over here. What I want you to try to do is see if you can multiply 30 times 4, 6 times 20, and 6 times 4. And then check back in with me and we'll check to make sure you got the correct answers. Once you get those partial products, we will add them up. So pause the video here, see if you can work through those equations. So you should have 3 times 4, which is 12, and 120. 6 times 2 is 12, plus a 0. And 6 times 4 is 24. And I don't have that one lined up, so I'm going to fix it here. 24. So then you have 0 plus 0, 0, 0, and a 4. 2, 4, 6, and 6, 7, 8 for 864 is your total. So if you did not do that, first thing you do is multiply each one of these, then you add them up to get the total product. Okay, so the last part that we are going to work today, and again, this is just the beginning of everything, and if I went too fast, remember we will slow it down. So here is your practice that you're doing independently, and this is all that we are going to be doing today, and it is number 2 and the step ahead for page 65. So you have 3 multiplication area models that you are going to have to work out and come up with your total product in the end. Again, that is on page 65 of your Orgo workbooks, and that is all we're going to be doing today because of the time of the writing assignment that you guys had to do for the benchmark. And I will see you guys soon.